There are very few anime that have influenced me the same way that Hajime no Ippo has. Vinland Saga helped me reinforce my efforts to be a better person, but Ippo gave me a sense of chasing my dreams, of working hard to achieve the result that I desire. So in this video, we're going to be going over the story and what we can learn from it. When the story first starts off, Ippo is a 16-year-old kid going to high school. I think he's a junior at the start of the story. And we find out that his family runs a fishing boat business, or like a fishing charter, something like that, right? And after school, he has to go out and help his mom with the business. But while he was on his way towards his house, we meet his bullies. And they just start jumping him, like just out of nowhere. Like they just start beating him up for just like no reason. And when he's getting beat up, we meet another, I guess, important character named Takamura, who he beats them up without beating them up. Like he legit took the buttons off their shirts. Like that's disrespectful. Anyways, by the time that Takamura got to Ippo, he was already kind of beat up, so Ippo passes out and Takamura takes him to the boxing gym. This gym's name is Kamigawa Gym, and this is where Ippo's boxing journey begins. Takamura took Ippo there just because they had like first aid supplies, and to cheer Ippo up, he tries to get Ippo to punch a sandbag with like a drawing of the bully's face. This is his first lesson from boxing, how to punch properly. And this is the first time that we see of Ippo's potential. Like he beats the crap out of that punching bag. He punched the bag like 10 feet up. Like that's just not humanly possible. And they didn't give him like a Dragon Ball Z power up to give him the strength. His fishing business requires him to carry like a bunch of equipment. So his body's already like pretty strong. They didn't just give him superpowers. And after all that, when Ippo just goes home back to the business, we see that boxing piques Ippo's attention, right? He seems to actually really like boxing. At some point in the future, later up, he meets up with Takamura again on that same, like, for some reason everybody's on the exact same sidewalk at all times. So he meets Takamura again, and Ippo proclaims his desire to become a professional boxer.
I want to be a boxer. I want to be really strong, just like you, Mr. Takamura. I want to be a new person. How does it feel to be so strong? How does it feel to be strong like you?
He wants to know how it feels to be strong. That is his goal for the entire series, what it feels like to be strong. And we'll see with every character that they have a goal and they are going somewhere. Now this is very basic advice, like you could find this on like a piece of paper somewhere. But you need to have a direction in life. Like you can't just be chilling all the time. You have to actually start moving forward, going somewhere. Ippo starts training at the Kamigawa Gym, and a rivalry forms between another kid his age that goes to the same gym. Miyata's his name, and he's seen as a boxing like superhuman, like he's a prodigy. The only reason he isn't a pro yet is because of his age. Also, Miyata like just aura farms for like no reason, like no witnesses, no spectators. He just doing stuff to look cool. And this is something we can learn from. Having a friendly competition or a rivalry is a good thing for both parties. When you compete with someone else, you both try to do the best that you can, especially if you're like competitive. Like for an example, right? Let's say whenever I go to the gym with other people, I tend to just go harder. I don't really have like a reason why. I don't have like a logical explanation, but my body just wants me to push harder than them. So if you can, try to find somebody like that. Find competition or find a rivalry of some sort. Before every fight that Ippo has, it shows his like training montage, right? And before we learn from his fights, let's first learn from his preparation. We can see how intense that he trains to become the best boxer that he can be. He wakes up early to train, and he trains when it's about to be sundown. Like he is fully committed to boxing. And that is one reason why he is so successful. That is why he knocks out every opponent. Not just because of his talent or his physical strength, but because of his commitment and discipline. And we'll talk about discipline later, like through Takamura, but let's focus on Ippo's commitment. What can we learn from it? You cannot be successful if you aren't committed to it. You can't become jacked by exercising twice a month, or you can't become like a master of a certain skill if you don't really practice it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you do, you have to do it whole. Don't put one foot in. If you desire to succeed in any field, then you have to go all the way. And I'm not saying this from like above, like, yeah, you guys suck. I'm saying it's like, I have to work on this myself, right? Sometimes I don't put my full effort in and it shows. Ippo's also passionate, right? He loves boxing and that really helps. And yes, not everyone can pursue their passion. Some people have to work the jobs that like you don't want to do. But if you can try to, it really helps. It's like a bonus. Try to do something that you're passionate in, or try to do something that you don't hate, right? If you like doing it, that's just a bonus. Ippo also often faces self-doubt before his fights, right? Can he really beat the opponent? But in the end, when it comes to it, he trusts himself. Whenever he fights, it's his determination and his mental strength that gives him the edge. Yeah, he hits like a truck, right? But he wins because when he falls, he never gives up, and he gets up every single time. You can't doubt yourself, right? If you want to succeed, you have to have confidence in your success. If you doubt yourself, you're just lowering the chance that you will accomplish what you're trying to do. Always believe in yourself. His level of determination also highlights how important it is for us to have that determination. If you are set on a goal, you must never quit. After every failure, you have to get back up. There are some things that they don't feel good at the moment, right? Like the gym, for instance. Sometimes that weight is heavy. Sometimes the weight hurts. But once you are finished with the exercise or finished with the session, you'll be glad that you did. You feel better. But moving on from that, Ippo Senior Takamura is a great example of how important it is to have self-control and discipline. He's also a great display of how much somebody can change. He starts out as like some gang member, right? Or like a gang leader. And for some reason, like half the boxers in this series were like crime lords. But it was like when he got introduced to Kamigawa Gym, that is when he changed. He still has the same personality, right? But he turned his life around. And the same is for you. Like, you can redeem yourself. You're not like, you shouldn't give up on yourself. The idea of like somebody being unchangeable always reminds me of the Apostle Paul, because he went from persecuting Christians to writing a large portion of the New Testament. So if somebody like him could change that drastically, then I think it's kind of like arrogant or foolish to say that you cannot. But let's go back to his self-control and discipline. Takamura, he's like a big dude. I think he's like a heavyweight naturally. I think that's what they said. And Japanese boxers aren't really taken seriously in the higher weight classes. I don't know why. Maybe that's just what they say in the anime. So he has to fight much lower than his natural state. And we see how strong he is because of this, right? He withstands all the pain of cutting weight, and people don't even notice, right? It's not something that you see on his face. We only see the effects of his like weight cutting when Ippo sleeps over at his house. It is his self-control to not eat when he is starving and his discipline to train when he is hurting that makes him so strong. And he also doesn't complain about it, right? He doesn't make excuses. He just accepts, hey, I can't fight at my normal weight class, so I have to go down. He accepts the things that he cannot control, and he does the best that he can with his situation. If you think about it, making excuses doesn't really help you. Like, in reality, it just makes you seem weaker, right? If you see some dude like coping, it's like, okay, dude, everybody just sees you as weaker, and it does make you weaker, making excuses. Accept what you have to and make the best out of your situation. There are so many things I haven't talked about in this video that makes this show so good. Like, for instance, it has like a very good English dub. Like, I watched it on Netflix, and I really highly suggest that you watch it as well, because it's motivating and it's also pretty funny too. Ippo and his story as a boxer teach us the importance of having good friends, the strength in never giving up, the need for discipline and self-control, and it shows us how Ippo trains to become his best. It pushes ourselves to do the same. At least for me, that's how I felt. I felt when I saw this dude training all the time to reach his goal, it made me want to do the same. Hajime no Ippo is not only entertaining and motivating, but is also insightful into the reality of self-improvement, the pain that you have and the struggle that you have, and eventually the success at the end of the road. That's all I have. This show is so good. I highly suggest you watch it. If you'd like to learn how to be saved, I have a video on the left, and if you want to learn how to start self-improvement, I have a video on the right. Thank you for watching. Praise God.